Brennan? We did get a thumbs up, yes, to answer your question. Welcome to the Village of Pinehurst Board of Adjustment. My name's Tom Schroeder. I'm the chairman of the Board of Adjustment. Proceeding is video recorded, so I would remind everyone that they must ensure the microphone is on and you must speak into your microphone to be recorded. The board size is 5 people, which includes a chair, and we do have 5 people, so we have a quorum and we can continue with business. Starting my left, I'll ask each of the members to please state their name for the record.
Paul Roberts.
Jeremy Hooper.
Tom Schroeder.
Matt Jones.
Sonia Rothstein.
Okay, thank you. Okay, review of the agenda. We have to approve the minutes for the last meeting, and then we do have a continuation of the public hearing, possibly, and then any general business, and then schedule the next date for what's going on, and that's the sum total. I'll get more into the public hearing here in a minute. Is there anyone on the board who has not seen the draft minutes of the Thursday, December 7th, 2023 minutes of this board, or has not had time to review them? Okay. Are there any amendments that anybody has for the minutes of that date? May I see a motion, or may I hear a motion to approve the minutes, please?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the Board of Adjustment meeting for 12/7/2023 as written.
Second.
Jeremy made the motion to approve the minutes, and Sonia seconded that motion. Okay, so approved. I'd like to bring up a point of information at this point in time, and it's just clarify some things that, smaller items that we talked about the last time.
Well, I don't think we voted on the motion.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. On the motion to approve the minutes.
We have a motion on the floor and a second by Sonia.
By Sonia. So on the motion, how do you vote? Starting with I'll say aye or nay. Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any nays? Sorry. Okay, we got there. Thank you for reminding me of that. Okay, and I have a point of information at this point I want to stick in, and it's because I want to review one of the rules of the procedures of the Board of Adjustment for the Village of Pinehurst, which is a document that oversees how we do business here. And it's section 4 titled Board Member Conduct, and in particularly I'm going to review the subsection C4. And I may not have been clear on it on the first meeting I had, so I want to go back and make sure that everybody understands. It says, members of the board will not express individual opinions of the proper judgment of any case with any parties thereto prior to its determination of the case. Violation of this rule shall be cause for dismissal from a board. I just want to make sure that that's clear to everybody. It means not only here in this meeting, but also outside the meeting. Opinions are not allowed with anybody else. Your personal opinions are not allowed with anybody. And if they are found to be happening, then that could be cause to have you removed from the board. Please, don't put me in a position to have to even address that. So I'm going to just be careful of that, yes.
Do you mind rereading the?
Sure. Members of the board will not express individual opinions of the proper judgment of any case with any parties thereto prior to its determination of the case. In other words, you can't have opinions. Personal opinions don't come into this proceeding. That's what they're saying. And that means not only during the proceeding, but any outside of that proceeding as well. Personal opinions are not allowed.
For any case that is to be heard by the Board of Adjustment.
Right, for our cases, for the Board of Adjustment cases.
As it particularly relates to a specific case before the board. Outside of that,
But you can have all the personal opinions about anything else. This is in reference to any specific case that we have in front of us.
Sir? I would recommend or ask, I mean, I'm surely there's an expanded version of this. Could you send that to the members of the board?
Sure. Alex, could you send around the procedures?
and if I believe too, it should have if it was not part of the organizational meeting. that we had.
And I read part of those into this, including this into the first meeting.
And I will say that, I believe what Tom is reading from is the board's adopted rules of procedure.
Also for the planning and zoning board as well.
They're pretty similar, but they're,
Different.
yeah, they're different.
Because one's quasi and the other's not.
And I would say that those rules of procedure are, I won't say outdated, but they could use a shot in the arm. But however, some of what that rules of conduct, and again, just, I don't have it in front of me either, but hearing what Tom is saying, it is a statutory requirement for the operation of all boards of adjustment and any other boards that
Quasi judicial.
that have to conduct an evidentiary hearing and have a quasi-judicial decision. It sounds a little harsh when you hear it, but it's to its. Sonia, I believe you were our one board member that actually attended the summer School of Government training session on that. So that's stuff that, of course, that gets hit on over time. You guys, some of the resources that you got when you were onboarded, and other ongoing training sessions that the village tries to make sure you guys are aware of and have the availability to go.
Certainly a very, very important topic, and I'm just suggesting that we send it out for the full context of understanding for the board,
Can you
so
send-
we don't
Can
do
you,
anything.
staff, send out one to all of the board members of the whole procedures?
Please,
Which is,
please do so where we can highlight, it, and at least as board, we can understand.
and I have
the full
no issue, and probably there are some things in here that do need to be corrected. I know some of the statutory numbers aren't correct that are in here too. So it probably would be a good idea to put it on the agenda somewhere down the road to review this thing and make a recommendation to the village council. And-
Actually, the board has autonomy to adopt.
Oh, do they?
their
Okay,
own
it just says it has to be reviewed then by village council, or by village attorney.
Did we get that wording from the Institute of Government?
Maybe not verbatim, but
Can you give us that as an example when you send out what we have?
I can include some of the blogs.
That would be great.
Yep.
Thank you.
And also I'll refer you to your quasi-judicial handbook that you guys got. It's littered, it's probably all throughout.
Beside the
that
bed.
book. Yeah, I'm sure it is, Matt, yeah.
That's where the judicial side of quasi-judicial comes in. It's the same ruling that would apply to a court. So, any other questions? Okay. Next on the agenda is the public hearing, and I'm going to address a couple of things I want to read just into the record to make sure the record is clear. It's the public hearing. The purpose of the public hearing that we're here is a continuation of what we did at our last meeting, but covers the following. The purpose of the public hearing is to review testimony for a variance request for Pinehurst Development Ordinance, Section 913, fences, walls, columns, subsection C, for the property addressed at 80 Carolina Vista, further identified by Moore County PID 000-25808. This property is located within the H, which is Hotel Zoning District. Specifically, the owner of the resorts of Pinehurst is requesting a variance to increase the fence height from 6 foot to 8 foot along Highway 5, and that is the same statement that I read on the last meeting. Okay. For clarification of the record, I want to quote a motion required the public hearing at the end of the last meeting of this matter. Mr. Jones moved to continue the public hearing following the regularly scheduled Planning and Zoning Board meeting of 1/4/2024, seconded by Ms. Rothstein and approved on a 5-0 vote. That means that our public hearing is still in process, so we can still take testimony along for this thing. And I just wanted to clarify it because that's the way we did not close the public meeting. That's what allows us to come back and continue with public hearing.
So we don't need to re-enter it because we are still in
We're
it.
still in it.
The applicant's been there for a month waiting on us to come back.
Okay, so that raises some issues. Starting from my right, I would ask that each of the board members start with your name and disclose the following. Please listen carefully before we start. Have you visited the subject site in this matter between the last meeting and this one? Have you had any ex parte discussion regarding this matter between the last meeting and this one? And starting with my right, please make a statement to those effects.
Sonia Rothstein, no.
Okay.
Matt Jones, no.
I have had none.
Jeremy Hooper, I just take a look at the fence from driving down Highway 5, but otherwise, no conversation.
Paul Roberts, question 1, no. Question 2, no.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I'd like to swear in the staff at this point in time. Alex, are you going to be
I
representing?
was sworn in the previous hearing along with Michael, who's absent today, so I'm
Okay. Understand
authorized.
that swearing in also applies to anything that happens today.
understood.
Okay? Do you have any further input from the village staff at this point in time?
Not much. We have been in contact with the applicant following the hearing on 12/7/23, and in conversations with the applicant and preparing the agenda last week for today's meeting, the applicant did inform us that as they're continuing to gather additional evidence to support their case, that they would respectfully ask that the board continue the hearing to the regular scheduled February 1st, 2024 meeting date, immediately following the February 1st, 24 Planning and Zoning Board meeting, as again, they continue to gather evidence, and certainly welcome a statement from the applicant to that effect on the record.
Okay, and that's all you have?
That's all I have.
Okay? And sir, were you here the last time?
I was.
Were you sworn in?
I was indeed.
Okay, please understand that that swearing in also applies to anything that you may say today. Okay, do you have any input, sir?
I do. So just
First of all, wait a second.
Sure.
Name, please, just so we know who we're talking to and it's on the record.
Calvin Berkeley.
Okay, Kelly.
Want to thank you guys for allowing us to continue it to this week. We appreciate the opportunity to gather further evidence. With the holidays, it was difficult to get everything that we needed in time. So we would like to respectfully request that we have until a date certain of February 1st to come back with the evidence to present at that time.
Okay. Just to paraphrase that, then you're asking for another continuance until February 1st, 24. Is that correct? Okay, thank you. Any discussion from the board?
I have no objection to that.
Nobody has objections? Can I get a motion? Making that,
I move that the Board of Adjustment continue the case to the next public hearing of February 1st, 2024, following the regularly scheduled Planning and Zoning Board meeting.
Second.
okay, it's made in second. Could we add something in there that we're continuing the public hearing as well, just to make sure it's in the record?
Is that in the original statement?
Original closing
think
of
it
the
was.
last one, and I just like to have it on the record to show that we're continuing yet further.
Move that the Board of Adjustment continue the public hearing to the next public hearing Board of Adjustment meeting following regularly scheduled Planning Board meeting,
On
February 1st, 2024.
planning meeting on February 1st. Okay? So, as amended, that was made by Matt, and a second.
Second.
Set it on his side. Paul, okay? And was seconded by Paul. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Matters adjourned. Public hearing is still open.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your time, appreciate your patience today.
Thank you.
Okay? Any other business that anybody's aware of? Okay, motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn the regular meeting at 4:59.
Okay, Matt
Second.
moves to adjourn. Second? Sonia has seconded that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Matters adjourned. Meeting's adjourned.
Thank you.
You're welcome.